Hi, I'm Deanne and I teach at the Extended Day program at LEAP International Academy in St. Paul, Minnesota. I've been teaching there this school year, fall of 2010 through spring of 2011. In spring, I've been teaching 2 days a week after school. Classes are 2 hours long.
Alright, and could you describe the program and what you do?
I teach all immigrant students, so they're all English as second language classes. But my program, or my classes, are specifically called grad reading and grad writing test prep. So they are specifically designed to help these students to graduate by being able to pass these tests. So one of the days of the week we work on reading, and one day we work on writing that will help them with their 5-paragraph essays for the test.
Okay. And could you describe the participants that are usually in your classes?
Okay. All of the students are recent immigrants to the United States. I have a variety of different language backgrounds, and the students are anywhere from 9th grade age, 14, 15, up till 21.
Okay. What would you say, from your perspective, would be the goal or the mission of your program?
The goal of the program is to help the kids graduate from high school, specifically to pass these tests, but it also allows them to earn extra credits. So every quarter that they complete in an after-school program, they earn another credit, and that helps them be able to graduate and make up credits, especially if they came here when they were older and they only have until they're 21 to graduate in Minnesota.
What would you consider the strongest component of the program?
I would say the strongest component is that it is after school, and it's giving them more time, not only just in the English language, but practicing reading, practicing writing, getting more time to just work on those skills.
What would you say the weakest part of the program would be?
I would say that it is also right after school, and the kids are tired, they're hungry, and they don't necessarily want to keep working on school.
What outcomes have you seen in the participants' lives?
Well, we usually end up with half as many kids as we start in the semester in the class because of family issues, or the students need to work their jobs other days, or a lot of different things.
What outcomes have you seen?
Oh, outcomes.
Positive, negative?
I've seen the kids open up and talk, and if they can talk, that is an important thing they need to be able to do before they can write about things. So they have learned a lot more vocabulary. I have seen improvements in their writing. They are just better writers, both organizationally and better English, so they're making good improvement.
How long do you foresee this program running?
I think it's probably going to be totally contingent upon the funding, and my understanding is the funding comes from No Child Left Behind. So when a school doesn't have enough percentage of students that are passing the tests, they are allowed extra help, and so these programs are funded with federal dollars that come from No Child Left Behind.
So what percentage of your school would be staying for this after-school program?
Everyone is eligible, I'm pretty sure, and a lot of them do start out, but not everybody continues. I think it's a pretty high percentage, but I don't know the exact amount.
If you were to forget about funding, if that was not a problem, ideally, how would you like this program to continue? How long would you think it should continue?
Well, I think it's always going to be a need in this school because the students are recent immigrants. They have a big hurdle to jump over with the language, and many of them didn't have much schooling in the refugee camps they came from, or in their home countries if they were torn with war. So they've missed a lot of schooling, and they have a lot of gaps in their education. So ideally, the more time these kids have to learn English and make up on education, the better. I don't know that it will. I mean, they do run out of energy, and some of these kids also take night classes elsewhere to even get more classes, so it depends on the motivation of the students how long they'll stay in.
And you would probably say it would depend on how many immigrants are coming into the nation, you would say? Because it's just mostly for immigrants?
Well, this school is, but this is just one small school in St. Paul. They do not even have half the immigrant population of the high schoolers. They're dispersed throughout the different high schools in St. Paul.
Okay. How much contact would you say this program overall would have an impact on the parents, if any?
Well, I think in real life ways it impacts the parents when they're looking for their high school students to come home and help with childcare, help with cleaning or cooking or those kinds of things, or if the student isn't able to work as many hours so they're not helping with as much money. I think they rely on their kids to help them understand and interpret and translate things for them, because they're trying to work jobs to just keep things together and they don't have as much time to learn English. But I think that most of these parents really want their children to succeed, so they're highly motivated to keep them in school and keep them learning.
Good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you say the participants value your classes and the program as a whole?
Maybe 8. I think they value it and they recognize that they're learning a lot. They're just tired and it's one more thing to do.
On a scale of 1 to 10 as well, how much would you say the parents value this program for their children?
I don't know, and I don't know that many of them even totally understand the program. I think they just are trying to give as many opportunities for the children and their families as possible. So I would say they probably value it highly.
Would you put a number on that one?
Maybe 9.
Okay. Do you assign any homework for your class? Is any work going home with the students?
When I interviewed and talked with the other teachers and the principal that hired me, they recommended not, because the kids already have a lot of homework from their regular classes and this is already adding a lot onto their workload. So we mainly work in class. Some students choose to write more at home, but we usually spend just the 2 hours working in class.
Do they do homework from the other classes in your class, and do they ask you questions about their homework?
No, because we have too much of our own work to do. But they do ask questions about things, but they're not doing their homework in my class.
How would you describe the ideal role of the parents concerning your classes and program?
I guess to be supportive of the students, to encourage them to bring a snack, more food if they need to make sure they're there on time, work hard. They usually have a high value of respecting the teacher and things like that.
Does this program do anything to get the parents more involved in encouraging the students and helping with their homework at home, or English, or anything like that, life skills?
I don't think that's the intent of the program. Maybe the elementary programs, it's a lot more like that, and maybe it's more enrichment, extra things, or probably